way, PES also lowered the PES student membership renewal fee to only $1 this year and beyond. We also added the PhD dissertation and startup competitions at our first PES Great Edge Technology Conference and Exposition. It's coming up in 10 days. So please visit this conference website, and it will be in San Diego. If, like I said, if you cannot join, and you can always go back to the resource center probably a month later and to see what's the latest technology wise. And we'll have, I'm sure Larissa will be there, and a bunch of others, and including myself will be there as well. So thank you again for being here. I wish to see you in next few weeks on other PES Day events. Back
Thank
to
you
you,
so
Larissa.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's inspiring to see how PES is transforming uh, and accommodating so much and sharing so much knowledge to the students all around the world, to young professionals, to all the members that we have. Um, so yes, PES Day is going to have several events, and we're gonna have Jessica again. We're gonna certainly have all our Illustrate members and our professionals that are going to share their experience with an audience from all around the world. So we really hope that you can join us. Other than that, we're gonna have we have selected ambassadors from all around the world, all um, kinds of student branches from many countries from all regions. We had a amazing team formed to make these events worldwide happening. So watch out. We're gonna be publishing that on our website, and we're going to publicize them in our social media channels. In the meantime, you can follow us, you can share the word, you can invite your peers and colleagues to join IEEE PES Day 2022 2023 channels. We are right now live streaming from at YouTube, so we're gonna have some live stream events as well. And we are very excited to have such an amazing team making this happening. Um, our events will start on April 1st and go until May 14th, exceptionally. Um, and then we will have opportunities to have lectures, hackathons, all job fairs. So the events will be diversified. We're gonna have people from academia. We're gonna have people from the industry. We're gonna have students, and we're gonna have PES for kids, which is going to be focus renewable energy for schools. We're going to have the pre-university activities. We're going to have women in power activities, women in engineering, the climate change, like you said, the climate change events also. So we're going to post the agenda as soon as we have the final dates and the final registration links so everyone can join us. And we also going to have a map with all the events that the ambassadors will propose. They are already on the process of submitting their events, and very soon we're gonna start having an amazing event and an amazing platform to share to our audience, to our participants, all these amazing knowledge that we built together. And I wanted to thank PES for giving us this opportunity, giving us the structure necessary to spread the word about climate change and to make transform so many lives all around the world. And I'm so happy and so humble to be chosen to be the chair and to have such an amazing team again. We in such short time we put together a worldwide platform. Uh, our design team, our communications team, our technical and events team, my amazing vice chairs, Chaitanya and Tabil, they are amazing. And also we have the support of an advisory board, an experienced advisory board that Julio and Chan are part of, and also Mercy, all the former chairs are also part of. And I think that their experience and their guidance help us to be even better every year that we have the opportunity to have PES Day. So I'm not sure if we have our next guest, which is Mercy Shelangat. So currently, I don't see her in the among the participants. But then I think we can jump to the next guest. So Chaitanya, just remind me who's first.
Okay, okay. Yep.
That's wonderful. Julio, the floor is yours.
Larissa, well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. This is an activity that is very close to my heart. I over the last couple of years, I was responsible for PES Day as well. I had the opportunity to work very closely with Mercy last year, and in the previous year with also the Chaitali and the rest of the team, the PES Day team. So I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. I have put together. Larissa asked me to put together a few slides and to talk about the workforce of the future. What is happening in our industry? What type of needs we are seeing? How those needs are going to impact um, uh, the workforce of the future. I mean, all of you guys, young professionals, students, who are the future of our industry, and how PES and the activities that PES Day is implementing, or PES in general is implementing under the leadership of Jessica, how we are trying to address those needs and to make sure that there are growing opportunities for this young workforce. So let me introduce myself a little bit. Larissa mentioned, okay, Julio is going to introduce himself. So I'm currently serving as Vice President of Chapters and Membership in the IEEE PES Governing Board under the leadership of Jessica Lien. And Chan Wong is one of my peers in the Governing Board. I have been serving in the Governing Board for, this is my third year. Before being Vice President of Chapters and Membership, I was Vice President of Membership and Image. We reorganized in the governing board last year, and now I'm serving in this new role in which I am responsible for all the PES chapters globally in all of the 10 different regions, and also for membership activities. So I'm also responsible for young professionals, women in power. We have humanitarian activities committee, life members committee, and also we have a new entrepreneurship committee. So I'm responsible for that part of our organization as well. And I have been a PS volunteer for about 23 years, so most of my career. I work for Quanta Technology here in the U.S. in Houston, Texas, where I am Senior Vice President of Strategy and Business Innovation. So again, it's a pleasure to be here. So let's talk about this in more detail. So my opinion is that we are living what I call the golden age of electricity. It's an age of discovery. So the way I describe it, I think that is analogous to, let's see, 500, 600 years ago, when explorers decided to, let's see, to look for new lands and new routes from Europe to Asia, and then they ended up encountering the Americas. So it's an age of discovery. I think that Our industry is changing significantly. It's changing very rapidly. We have so many trends that impact what we do. We have, of course, one of the most important ones, and PES Day has been focusing on it, climate change for the last few years. And around climate change, we have that is driving other trends like the integration of clean energy, renewable energy, the decarbonization activities, electrification, the adoption of electric vehicles, the adoption of energy storage to facilitate the integration of renewable generation. Digital transformation is also very important. We are digitizing basically everything that we do in our industry and also in our daily lives. That digital transformation is bringing also opportunities and some challenges. Data analytics, grid analytics, big data in general. Artificial intelligence is emerging very quickly as both, I would say, a solution to many problems and also as a potential challenge. And this is affecting not only our industry; it's a global trend. It's affecting so many other industries. Automation is another one, and connectivity. Now that we have a 5G and we are starting to explore new generations of telecommunications technologies, basically, and now that we have the computational power to process massive amounts of data, now we are starting to think about basically every asset that we have in our grid can become a sensor, and we need to develop techniques to process that data and to use that data, ideally to predict and to prescribe solutions to potential problems. So I would say that there are two key trends here. It's important that our workforce and the workforce of the future, all of the new generations, you all, it's important to have the right engineering skill sets to plan and to design that grid of the future. And in the past, it was enough, I would say, in the past, I'm talking about a few decades ago, it was enough to be a really good power engineer or power energy engineer to do your job. Today and more in the future, I would say, is it's necessary to have a multidisciplinary background. So power engineering is the foundational background, I would say, but you need to know about power electronics, you need to know about data analytics, you need to know about telecommunications, about control systems, about automation, etc. So it's becoming very broad, and that means that you need to be up to date because knowledge is the acquisition of knowledge and the development of new areas is happening really rapidly. So that is one component, and that is more focused, I would say, on the design, the analysis, the planning of powering energy systems. But then we also have to make all of those plans, all of that vision a reality. So we also need to think about the implementation of all of those concepts. So construction capabilities are also important in this regard. How do we implement all of these new concepts and solutions? And in these figures, just to show you examples, you can see that these are global trends. I'm going to show you some examples from the U.S. I decided to use the U.S. as a reference, but if you go to every country, you'll see similar trends, and the magnitude of these trends, of course, varies, but the trends are there, very similar. So the adoption of renewables that we can see here, and, and the adoption of renewables requires making investments, significant investments, capital investments in infrastructure and also in technology. It's not only technology, it's also foundational infrastructure. We need to build new transmission lines, new substations, new distribution feeders. That foundation infrastructure is also necessary. So this is a summary, a high-level summary of those trends that I was mentioning before. Decarbonization, the adoption of clean and renewable energy, energy storage, electrification, the modernization of the grid, which means replacing um, aging assets by modern assets, and also deploying new assets in areas of the grid that didn't have those modern assets in the past. Climate change, very, very important. Resilience and reliability. Think about this. Not having electricity today or experiencing an outage is a really disruptive event. And more we rely on electricity. We have a digital economy. So reliability and resilience are paramount today. I mentioned artificial intelligence, also a great aid for what we do, but also brings some challenges that we are going to discuss in a moment. Analytics, data analytics, very important. And cybersecurity. We are deploying a massive amount of technologies that are connected to enterprise systems, the telecommunications technologies. And every one of these assets that we deploy is a potential vulnerability point from a cybersecurity point of view. And we also have physical security, which is another element that is very important. And just to show you an example that how significant these trends are, let's talk about climate change for a moment. So this is something that is published here in the U.S. Um, by the U.S. government every year. It's the amount of $1 billion or more disasters that impacted the U.S. in 2020, in this case, 2021, 2022, etc. They have been doing this for over 30 years, I think. But in the specific case of 2020, I selected 2020 because it was a special year. You can see the amount of hurricanes and tropical storms that affected during that year the Gulf Coast of the US and the East Coast in general. Besides that, wildfires, tornadoes, also severe weather in the Midwest of the US. But if you go to around the world, you see similar trends. If you go to Australia, you also have wildfires. If you go to India, to the Philippines, that part of the world, hurricanes or typhoons or cyclones, depending on where you are in the world, they are increasingly um, they are becoming increasingly common and stronger as well. So climate change and resilience again, let's say resilience to withstand this type of events and to recover quickly from this type of events is very important. Grid modernization is another one. Now that we are integrating distributed resources, the grid, the power delivery grid is a bidirectional grid now. In the past, we used to have one-way power flow from substations all the way down to end users. That is part of the past. Today and more in the future, we have bidirectional power flows. We deliver power from or electricity from substations to end users, but also end users produce electricity, and that power goes back to substations and potentially, depending on the amount of adoption of those technologies, back into the transmission grid. And the issue is, of course, that these technologies are variable and difficult to predict sometimes. Solar photovoltaics or wind energy are variable, and that variability impacts the operation of the grid, and we need energy storage and other technologies to integrate this type of generation. And more, we are deploying intelligent assets and with the ability that gives us the ability to monitor and control the grid. But of course, this requires expertise. We are just not going to deploy the technologies and let them be. We need to do it in an efficient way. We need to know well how to operate this modern system. And I mentioned artificial intelligence, and this was published recently. So artificial intelligence, of course, is an aid to what we do. I think that ChatGPT is a good example. It can help us in our daily activities, but at the same time, it can also represent a challenge from the point of view of when you automate repetitive tasks, and that can end up impacting workforce, right? This was published by Goldman Sachs this week. This is the share of industry employment that is exposed to automation by artificial intelligence just in the US. So what this means is that artificial intelligence could replace workforce in each one of these industry, a percentage of the workforce in each one of these industries. And architecture and engineering are here. Of course, we are talking about repetitive tasks. But what this tells you is that although there is a significant need in our industry for talent, that is, there is no question about it. We need more people in our industry. That people have to have the right skill sets. So that's what is important. Repetitive activities eventually could be eventually. And this is, of course, there is a lot of uncertainty about this. This is just one prediction or one forecast, but repetitive activities could be jeopardized by artificial intelligence. So let's go back to workforce needs. So as I was mentioning before, there is a significant need for talent in our industry. When you talk to potential employers, when you talk to electric utilities, for instance, all of them are looking for qualified workers. What happens is that there is a lot of competition to hire those qualified workers. In the past, um, you could be employed by an electric utility or a manufacturer or a university that was, those were the big employers in the past. But now, since we are becoming more and more multidisciplinary and we have companies, non-traditional companies, like, for instance, all the big IT conglomerates, Meta, Amazon, Google, all of them are also entering the power and energy space. They are also hiring and looking hiring talent from our industry. So the competition is significant these days, right? So competition for engineers and for scientists with those right skill sets that I was mentioning before. Something very important is that it is not sufficient to have technical skill sets. It's good to understand technology. It's important to focus on technology. But I think that besides that, there are other skill sets that are even more important than the technology side of things, the engineering side of things. It's important to have business sense. It's important to have the right communication skills. It's important to understand and to be able to work in a multicultural, multidisciplinary, and also multi-generational team or team environments. I'll give you an example. More and more, I think that we see in the workplace different generations interacting, from Generation Z, very young engineers, all the way up to baby boomers, and so from the 20s to the 60s, basically. And of course, that there are differences between all of these generations, and it's important to be able to work in that type of environment, and multicultural for sure. More and more we are globally integrated, so it's important to have the ability to work with colleagues from all over the world. And I think that PES gives us that opportunity. We provide an unmatchable network of industry leaders, technical experts, and mentors with extensive knowledge on all of these concepts that I was mentioning before. State-of-the-art resources, as Jessica mentioned, now they are available to you all. We also have engineering standards. We have technical committees, opportunities for you to be involved in technical activities. All of that, all of those are resources that are available to you all to remain up to date on what is happening in our industry. and again to develop those right skill sets that are needed for the future. So IEEE and PES particularly provides so many options, and they are listed here. We have young professionals, we have women in power, we have all of these affinity groups that I mentioned before. Jessica mentioned the scholarship program, a mentorship program. Now we are trying to expand our technical committees by creating pilot satellite committees or satellite committees in general. So the intention is that the society gets closer to our global members. We are also exploring the possibility of hybrid events. So I'll give you an example, and I think that more and more in the future we'll explore this type of alternatives to have a conference in basically any part of the world. And that conference will have, of course, a face-to-face component, but it will have also a hybrid component, a virtual component. That way, you'll be able to join from anywhere in the world via, virtually, like what we are doing with PS Day. PS Day, I think that is a very good blueprint for what we plan to do in the future. And this shows you these figures right here on the right side of the screen. They show you how our membership has been evolving. And what I want to focus on is in this figure right here. You can see how we are becoming an increasingly young society. We can see here that in 2003, so basically like 20 years ago, this was the composition, the age distribution of our society. So young professionals in general represented a relatively small percentage of all our society. In 2021, that number has triplicated. So in 2003, we had around 3,000 members in the 20s age group. Now in 2021 and in 2023, the trend is about the same. We have about 3 times that number, close to 9,000 or 10,000 members who are in that 20s age group. So you can see that there is a significant opportunity there for us. At the same time, you can see that the number of members over 60 years old has also increased. What that means is that a fair amount of our members are going to retire in the next few years, and that talent is important to retain that talent, and it's also important to transfer that knowledge, that expertise, that experience to our young generations. And PES is trying to do that. So we are through the mentorship program, for instance, to the Life Members Affinity Group. We are trying to do that. So to conclude my presentation, what I wanted to say is that please continue being engaged. Please approach your local leaders. Please approach us as well in the governing board. If you're interested in volunteering, in becoming active in some of these areas that I described, please reach out. We are looking for those young professionals. We need that strong leadership, commitment, volunteering, and innovative thinking from you all to continue being relevant to this society, even more relevant than what it is today. Thank you, and I think that now we have some time for questions.
Thank you so much, Julio. That's an excellent presentation. Since we are live streaming, I think we're gonna let the questions for the end. So if you have any questions for Julio, please put in the chat, and we're gonna go over them in the end of the presentation. So now I would like to welcome Chan Wong, or VP of Communications and Strategic Partnerships. Thank you, Julio, very much. Welcome, Chan. The floor is yours.
First of all, I think thanks everybody for doing this, Larissa and the team, and including all the participants for making this a successful event. I think this is an awesome event that we're doing it around the world. So that's why I said good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good very early in the morning in the rest of the world. So I think this is a worldwide event that we're celebrating PES Day. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for making effort to be here. The other thing is also like Jessica and Julio, thanks a lot for supporting this event. And Julio, thanks for setting this up successfully for my role since I'm a newly elected role for this position. I know that you and the rest of the team has spent a lot of time to build up all this success to today. So thanks a lot for doing that. So today, basically, I just wanted to share a few things. To me, I think that they said you're the VP, so I think that yeah, VP is not vice president to me. It's like very playful, very passionate and very persistent volunteer. So I think that I am looking forward to work together with everybody, and I want to learn together with everybody as well. As Julio had mentioned, that we are looking for volunteers. We hope that everybody can join us. Make this another secondary power and energy society family for you guys. Make it fun, make it exciting, make it interactive. Build more event together. I always say that all this event is different in different world, right? In certain region, we all just go out to a street, so-called a hawker store or a street food and just chat. In some places, we go to some restaurant. In some places, we go to the school. I think whichever way we can foster collaboration and discussions and to add more value to PES and to yourself in your career, in your academia, that will be very, very helpful. So I definitely encourage everybody to do that. One of my role, as Larissa said, that I am on strategy, partnership, and communications. So as far as partnership goes, I think that is partnership is also right now we're doing right now. You guys, so all the participants and all the ambassador, all the volunteer are actually partnering with PES to do things. So I don't see it's only like commercial, and I don't see it's only corporate partnership. So again, thank you for partnering with us to make this a fun event. All right. So I encourage everybody to do that. The other thing is also that for volunteering stuff, as Julia mentioned, um, don't be afraid. Make the effort. You might be saying that I don't have experience, right? I think it's Larissa first PES day as well. It's some of our first PES event. So let us know, email us, reach out to us. We can start with doing something small first and encourage everybody to participate. And again, it's all about all of us making this a successful event. So I encourage everybody that just make it fun, make it positive. There's no right or wrong. Just we want to make it fun, make it positive. And Larissa also mentioned that so many events going on in the whole world, right? I would like to know what other creative event that in different side of the continent, right? In Australia, in India, in China, in Brazil, in Spain, in Portugal. What are the fun event people, how we celebrate event? So for all of us to understand each other culturally, and also maybe we can learn some idea about from the other side of the world to do more fun stuff and bring PS a fun event, right? At the end of the day, I just want to thank everybody for making this event successful and continue to volunteer, continue to, put in the effort to help up. And again, don't be shy to reach out to any of us. We're here to help. We're here to learn together as well. So anything we can help, please let us know. And again, congratulations for the PS Day 2023 for making this a successful event. So proud of everybody. I know that everybody was pushing hard for the first few months of making this a success. I personally think this is a success event around the world, and I look forward to meeting you guys in person. If not, set up a meeting. Let's chat as well. Julio, myself, Jessica, the rest of the team are ready to help whenever we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chan. Chan is a big enabler of our event. Hand to hand with us. Say, tell me what you need. We're gonna get it, and anything to enable this event. So I want to thank Chan for being as amazing, for all the amazing support, and for also making this this event possible. And as he said, pardon me, as he said, this event is supposed to be fun. PES Day is a celebration. PES Day, the official PES Day is April 22, but we're gonna have 7 weeks to celebrate and spread the knowledge and the network, you know, expand our vision about power and energy, about what is to be a professional of that area, what members of the industry think about the future, like Julio presented to us. You know, we also believe that the PES membership is a strategic objective for us as well. Why so? It is so beneficial for us to be part of PES that we wanted to expand that network. We wanted to advocate for the good things that we do here, and also give the opportunity to others that may never heard about us, may not know what is the value to be part of PES. So not only we're gonna share knowledge, we're gonna have people increasing their network. We're gonna have people discussing career prospects. We're gonna have job fairs. We're gonna have hackathons. We're gonna have technology demonstrations. We're gonna have lectures. We're gonna have workshops, tutorials. So all of these events, we're gonna need to have obviously diversity. You know, one of the pillars for PES Day 2022 is ensure that our events are diverse, that we have participation from all people around the world, and we also wanted to have people from industry, people from academia, people from consulting companies, people from ONGs, non-profit organizations, members of society, future generations. You know, we wanted kids involved with PES Day. Nonetheless, our logo, it looks like a drawing for a kid. So because we want the future generation to yes, that's true. So to learn about what is to be in the power industry, what is to be in the power and energy. And this is very crucial because uh, our future must be green. We must work with the path to decarbonize so we can reduce the impact of climate change. We are in a inflection point right now that we needed to make the hard decisions, and we needed to certainly use all our creativity, all our knowledge, all our passion to transform the world that we live in. So not for only for us, but for our future generations, for our kids, for the kids of our kids, and so on. Another important thing that I wanted to share with our audience is that the events are free. So, you know, what event that has around 700 ambassadors around the world, you know, that will put, you know, a bunch of events for free? What opportunity? Where else you gonna have that opportunity? So I think we have a tremendous opportunity ahead of us. Please reach out to us. You know, this message is for the ambassadors, for those that are not ambassadors but are in our network as well. Please reach out to an ambassadors. You know, mobilize your community. Share the events that we're gonna post on social media. You know, to your audience, to your network. You know, talk to your friends and say, hey, there is this event here. It's completely for free. It's, you know, there, you know, most of the links, most of the events will be online. We're gonna have hybrid events. We're gonna have in-person events. So, you know, what a tremendous opportunity to engage, right? To be part of the movement. And that to conclude, I think that we have a tremendous responsibility in our hands as well. We wanted to be very diligence to the message that we want to pass. So if you need educational material, if you are unsure about something related to climate change, related to power and energy, reach out, check our resource center. We do have, we are a source of reliable, reputable, peer review information, science. So we do have a substantial amount of papers. We have a substantial amount of reports that we share with the community that you can also use to fund to give you a solid understanding about the industry, not only the industry but the content that you want to share with your community. We understand that we are all in a learning curve. So if you wanted to, support to put together your event, especially for the ambassadors, if you want to put together your event and you are unsure about what topic, who to invite, please rely on your network that we create for you. The regional leads, the country leads, the technical support team, the events and technical activities team. Rely on your student branches, rely on your chapters, rely on your country sessions, rely on your network within your local area, but also rely on the worldwide network that we create here as the organizers of PES Day. So we have WhatsApp groups, we have WeChat groups for our members in China. So we are very excited for these 7 weeks ahead of us. Today is just the first day. And I want to give a special thank you for the operations team. The operations team, hi, the operations team is incredible, super talent. You can see this background, amazing background from the design team. You're seeing all the social media posts, all the content that we are sharing, the website, and all the WebEx that we are using here for the YouTube that we are streaming. So these wouldn't be possible without the operation team. And I wanted to again thank Chaitanya and Tabu for being such an amazing vice chairs. So I am just a chair for the title, but they are the ones that are making that really happen because they are very experienced. They are ready to support all the teams. They are very strategic. They think fast, and that's what we need to make this event very successful. And I also wanted to humbly thank all the former PES Day chairs who make these a success every year, So we started with Thiago, who created that event in 2018, and we have all the way to Mercy last year, and all numbers always increase. And this year we are focused on quality. We were hoping to have quality events, very valuable events to our community. And I'm so excited. Very soon we're gonna post everything in the website. I'm so excited for that to start. And with that, I wrap up my presentation. I will hand it over to Chaitanya or Vamsi for the questions.
Yeah, sure, Larissa. Let me Q&A. Okay. I don't see any questions. And the only question which I can see is, do we have any special discount for PES membership? This we got from a PES ambassador, so I hope they can have a more publicity and from this discount thing also. I hope Julio or Chan Wong can give some insights on this.
Chando, you want to respond that one?
I think at this point, I don't think so, but I can check with the board members. I think might be a good idea as well. So we can bring it back to the board and just to talk about that. And Julio, go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Well, I think that Jessica mentioned, excuse me. I think that Jessica mentioned during her presentation some of the changes that have been introduced recently. Probably the main one is the fact that, I mean, if you're a student and you want to become a PES member, now globally, and from now on, you just have to pay $1. That's it. That's the cost of our membership. So that was introduced at the beginning of this year. So I think that that's an important one. And of course, there are several discounts that apply to every country. So as you know, PES has let's see, a fee structure that is based on where you live. And but the one that I wanted to emphasize is, if you're a student and you're an IEEE member, or you're a member of another society and you're interested in becoming a member of PES, you just have to pay $1. Then you become a member. And then you have access to all of those resources that we have been talking about, the resource center. And starting from next year, you're going to have access also to the IEEE PES digital library. That means that you'll have access to transaction papers, to conference papers. That has been approved already, but the implementation starts next year, only for $1. So I think that Jessica also wants to talk about it.
Yep.
Student only, right? Just to clarify.
If you're a student, yeah, if you're a student.
I just want to quick sharing the specific the promotion code. Yes, like Julio said, we have a promotion code for renewal student member fee, which is only $1. So I'm going to share that quickly. So I have this kind of my deck about additional benefits that the PS has been offering starting this year. I'm going to go over this quickly. So we have the resource center we mentioned starting this year. If you're a PS member, students or regular member, you can access to this. If you missed the Great Edge Technology Conference coming up in 10 days, please feel free to come here to the resource center. This is how the website looks like, and get all the exciting talks, plus plain talks and education credits. I come here and get my CEU's educational credits for my PE license for free. I used to have to pay $100 and $50 for that, but now starting this year, it's all free. So here's the Great Edge conference I mentioned. It will be in San Diego in 10 days. This is very exciting. And I talked to our VP members, VP conference and meetings. And he told me, Wayne told me yesterday that all the booths are sold out, and we have more than 1,600 registered as of yesterday. So it was great. So I know Larissa, Chan, Julio, everyone chimed in and helped put this very brand new event together. So I'm so excited. And I hope to see you all there. And if you, like I said, if you cannot go, and please join us through the resource center. And this is the latest trends. And I think we have a Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, other companies will be there as well. So Chan and Julio, Larissa, they know more than I do about this event. Please talk to them. So this is brand new this year. And we also have a new transaction. If you're a PhD student, master, postdoc, and please check into this. This is very close to my heart. It is called IEEE Transaction on Energy Markets Policy and Regulation. And particularly, we're going to have a special section or special issue on energy justice, which is very important because we know that lots of places in the world we still don't have electricity, even here in the U.S. And the distribution and the costs, they're not equal. So this is where we will focus and also help. And if we have the markets on the retail basis, we can speed up energy transition and plus reduce slower the climate change. Okay, so this is another one, new this year. Here's what I wanted to emphasize. So if you're a student member, and if you have not renewed, here's a renew, or we call it reinstate. It's only $1 this year and beyond. And if you're not a student member yet, please join PES as a student member and use this promotion code. So they have these two promotion codes. One is on the top here, this one, this promotion code, and then also use the this promotion code, the 19PS STNWF, when you try to join as the first time PS member. And also IEEE offers 50% off for new and renewed undergraduate students and graduate students this year as well. My understanding is that this will be the last year IEEE offers 50%. So this is the golden year for you to join, renew your membership for students. And for the regular members, it's only $35. But we have been working with IEEE, trying to see if we can create a staggered fee structure. Let's say you just graduated, you may not be able to pay $35 then, and maybe lower. And like Julio said, for each different countries, IEEE based on the UN GDP, country GDP, adjust the fees. So for the folks, for instance, India and China and many countries in Latin America, it's only half. $35, you're only paying like $18 for the PS fee. Okay, so here's a mentoring program I mentioned, and we also have a nomination process we started last year. Please, I saw questions that do we have any events that could get certificates? Yes, and also you can nominate yourself to be part of this amazing team and this PS community. And last not the least, I mentioned the virtual internship and job fair. This is coming up. We have a first one April 19th, and it's a pilot run for region 1 to 7. We try to have one in India in May this year as well. So with that, I'm gonna back to you, Larissa, or
Jessica, there was an excellent overview. So you see, there is a lot of advantages. I see a question in the chat called, do we have any events where we will be able to get valued certificates and developer skills in PES Day? Chaitanya, do you want to address that one, please?
Just a minute. Can you repeat which one?
Do we have any events where we will be able to get valued certificates? I think it's the credits, right? And developer skills in PES Day. Developer skills for sure. The
Developer
certificates.
skills like that, they could definitely get to know by connecting to the diverse people from different states and countries, like what exactly they want to learn. And we also have, like, as Jessica just now shared, we have a PES mentoring program. From there also, like, you can select your own mentor, like you can get the mentors as per the skills you want to learn. And on behalf of the certificates, like the ambassadors are being selected from particular regions and areas. So those ambassadors, like when they organize their event, so for their event, they will be having the certificates, like that will be valued at your SB and your section level. So yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Thank you very much. Yes, so we're gonna have all the local branches and the local ambassadors emitting the certificates for each events. The worldwide events, we definitely gonna do some worldwide events that we're going to also provide the certificates to the participants. They would definitely be, for those who attend through WebEx, the certificate will be much faster. But those who attend, through our audience on YouTube and all social media streaming channels, that definitely you need to require to us. Yeah, so we're gonna put together a page in the website to address those. So I see that we actually passed a little bit of our time. We had like a late start, but to be cognizant of our guests, Jessica, Julio, Chan. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you very much for the unending support. We Chan and I and Julio and Jessica will be in the PES Grid Edge conference in San Diego in 2 weeks from now. And the Chan and I have a surprise for the PES Day audience because we have we're gonna have a equipment to record some of the event. Obviously, we will not be allowed to record the presentations, but we certainly will be able to show you around the expo area. So we're gonna be interviewing people from the conference, asking, well, what are the trends for grid edge technologies, and we're certainly going to create and share that in our social media channels for PES Day. So for those who cannot attend the PES Grid Edge conference, we're definitely gonna have some sneak peeks in our social media for PES Day, with the compliments of Chan and I and Julio and Jessica. We're definitely gonna be sharing a little bit for you. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have a great team. I'm excited and congratulate all the new ambassadors for 2023 PES Day. That's gonna be very fun, and we'll be around here if you need anything. Thank you so much for your attention, and this is officially the kickoff for PES Day 2023. Yay! So if you can hold on for 1 second, we have a tradition to take a snapshot of the speakers. So in 3, 2, 1. I got it. Thank you so much, everyone. With that, I conclude this session.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vamos sim, let me
Uh,
know when it's over.